Hey parents, so today your child's first quarter evaluation is going home today, which I can't believe we're already to this point in the year. I wanted to take a second and show you how I go through the evaluations with the kids and how what our learning is looking like in preschool. So on your very first sheet, we'll go through everything on this and then you understand. So reciting the alphabet, I just asked your child if they can say the alphabet A to Z. Every day when we're in preschool, we say it, we don't sing it. So I point, I don't have my magic star, but I have a star that we point to each letter. So we say A, B, C, D, and we say every letter, just we don't sing it because I want the kids to be able to do it when they just say it when they go to kindergarten. So that's how we go through that. Let's see. Next is recognizing letters and sounds. This is something that I work really hard on so the kids can learn that once we know these, we can start building words, and that makes it a lot of fun. So what we do is we have all of our letters, and how I do it with the kids is I have these letter sheets, and I'll just give you a quick example. So we say this 5 times. We go apple. And this is something you can do at home with your kids. You don't have to get any flashcards. Just use their papers that come home daily. Apple. B, ball. And I want them to touch each letter and the item. So they're getting used to pointing and moving their fingers for when they start to blend words. And if you see that your child doesn't know very many letters and sounds, I ask that you take 5 minutes a day if you can and just review everything with them. Just when they get home, pull out their papers, put it on the fridge, and go through what they've learned that day. So the next thing, we have numbers. On our numbers, we do lots of one rote counting. And so this is how we always do our numbers. 1, and then how many asteroids are there? 1, and so we place an item on there. For the kids that already recognize the number 1, I always on my whiteboard, I take and I spell the word because I want them to really learn that all these letters put together spell words. But these ones, you just have to look at them and it's a sight word and know how to say it by looking at it. And then, so on their worksheets, whatever number there is, there's going to be, say it's pumpkins, there's going to be, and we're on number 3. So just like right here on this worksheet, I'm going to give them instructions, but then they're going to go to the table and do it. So we talk about, okay, where's our number 3? Let's find the line. Oh, number 3 has how many bats? 1, 2, 3. And I want them to point and count because when we get to the teen numbers, then they don't count really fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they have 16 objects. So it just helps slows them down to touch everything. All right, and then I go through to see how high they can count. If they're at a higher number and it doesn't say a skip number, it just means that they stopped counting. Color knowledge, if they know their colors, this is another thing we're working on. When we do our colors, we talk about the word on it, and that word spells the color word. So I'm exposing them to all of this, and some just may be still learning their colors, but I'm trying to expose those that know everything and are ready for more, and those that are just learning, that they can just learn the simple basics. Let's see, and then we get down to can your child recognize their name? That's really important that they can recognize their name. Another thing, if they can recognize their name and they know how to spell their name, one thing we're working on in classes, I don't have a name card with me, is that them verbally being able to say it. So we'll just use the name Jade, Jade. And we do this once a week at circle time when we first learn the letters, the letter that we're learning that week. And when we do our name of the week and the letter of the week, we always start with a graph and we have the word yes or no. So your child may be able to recognize the word yes or no. So that would be something fun to see if they can do that for you. All right, knows how to hold a marker correct. How I did it is I'm just watching. So if I said it's resting on the ring finger, they're holding it like this. Tripod grip, they would get the number 3 on that for holding it correct. And some kids are still holding it with all of their fingers, but they're progressing and we'll get them there because that's a fine motor skill. On their spider papers, when I'm looking at the scissors, what I'm looking for is if they get a 3, that means they can pick up a pair of scissors, know that the thumb goes in the little hole and the finger goes in the rest, alligator chomp. If they start out like this, but can still cut, I always turn their hand over, but they may get a 2 because they're still not knowing that their thumb needs to go to the sky. Let's see, and then the days of the week and the Pledge of Allegiance, that's coming along great. Some kids know it, some kids don't, but that's something we practice every single day. That is how I do my evaluations. This just helps me to know where your child is, and it helps you to know where your child is so you can best help them at home. If you have any questions, sorry this was a long video, please reach out and call me. We can set up a time to talk. If you want your kids to have extra help, if they already know everything that we've been teaching in preschool, we can move them up. Or if they're struggling a little bit, I can give you some tips at home to work individually. One fun thing is we've only learned 4 letters, but these are the words that we've come up with. I have individual letter cards that we put words together, and so we have dad, cab, bad, add, and dab. The kids like the dab. So we are already building words and talking about this in preschool. So for those that are at that step, you will notice at home what they're being able to do. And if they're still, but really these kids just need to be learning their ABCs right now. So don't put any extra pressure on your child. Thanks for sharing your child with me. I love them so much and have a great day.